It's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you tuned into World Combat Sports.
What's going on, everyone? Happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there. Salute to you. I'll just jump on for a minute and do a fight recap about the current events that took place yesterday in boxing. Of course, big shout out to the WCS supporters, man. Appreciate what you do, looking out. I know everybody's getting prepared in some way, shape, or form, to get their Sunday started. What should we know about yesterday? Well, for one, the main event was exactly what we was looking forward for. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to see both boxers go in there and really give us a show. It was a light heavyweight showcase, and it was for a championship belt. And, the top pound for pound boxer in Canelo Alvarez was on one side, and then you had the reigning defending champion, Dimitri Bivol, on the other. The fight went just as we seen it. A lot of us didn't know that it would be so lopsided. What I mean by lopsided is how we can comfortably say that Bivol was ahead, going into the later rounds. He was comfortably ahead. There's no debating that. It doesn't matter who the name is. There's no debating that Bivol was ahead comfortably throughout the fight. Once again, underscore throughout the fight. That 115-113 score, BS. They was giving Canelo early rounds in the fight that shouldn't have been marked in his favor. But we all know this is boxing. But we just can't sit up here and act like we desensitized to what they was trying to do. Dimitri Bivol, man, he was the underdog. The champion walked out first. Amid everything that's going on with Russia and Ukraine and all that, Bivol walked out first, and they didn't play his national anthem. They didn't play it. Now, of course, Bivol understands he's in the U.S., you know what I'm saying? But dang, that was so political yesterday. That was so political. They tried so hard. I don't think a lot of people was thinking about the Russian aspect of it, of them. A lot of people not really giving a damn if Bivol won or not. Their entire focus was keeping Canelo an active, reigning, defending, pound for pound cash cow in boxing. So Cooking with Sir Senior, what's good with it? Salute to you first on the building. They gave Canelo 3 rounds, but still got whipped. Yeah, man. He still was outperformed in that fight, man. And the caveat of what Senior said, he got whipped. Anybody who saw that fight would say Canelo got whooped. He didn't, it's a part of that. I can say he was dominated. And, as the fans was looking at it, they were probably like, this is when Canelo's going to come. He's going to come. Don't worry about it. 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, 8th round. He's about to come. You can see it. 9th round. No. He's going to close this out strong. He's going to close this out. He's going to knock him out. Watch. And all that time, Bivol is not showing any signs of degrading. He didn't seem debilitated. It was certain times where, he parked on the ropes. Canelo was able to get off. And then even Canelo's shots to the body. Like he was hitting, he was landing shots on Bivol's left, bicep and tricep to kind of slow that jab down, right? And then he'll dig to the body on Bivol's right side, just beneath the elbow. That didn't seem to have no effect. But Bivol was like, allow him to get off his combinations, be patient, and then unleash a barrage of punches, man. I have to give him his grand salute because you fought a very smart fight. And There's a lot of people on here that's still up from last night. You know what I'm saying? They still awake. They sat down and they reclined and they was looking up at the ceiling, and they was in distress, man, for real, because they couldn't believe. Look, I'm just consolidating this all together. They couldn't believe that Bivol, a Russian fighter, come in against Canelo. The champion walks in first, doesn't get his anthem played, had to stay in there like 15 minutes in the ring. Canelo has like 2 intros, 3, 4, however, a whole concert. Goes up on a levitating stage, comes down, goes to the ring, fighter gets announced, and it begins. No one could have fathomed that Canelo wouldn't have, because he's stepping up in competition, wouldn't have the same outcome he did with Sergey Kovalev. I'm telling you, it was people out there believing just because Sergey Kovalev was stopped in the late round 11, I believe, that the same was going to happen to Bivol. Not looking at the fact that Bivol's not even showing any signs of debilitation, fatigue. He kept on the same motor. Bivol was on that motor, bro. Bivol was on that motor, and it showed throughout the fight. When he decided to press the gas and spin them tires, shit, his wheels was working just fine, man. He was coming forward, and he was letting his hands go, and his shots was getting through the guard of Canelo. So much to the fact that Canelo, had to sit up against the ropes a couple of times. And I guess, it was some cat and mouse going on. Canelo get on the ropes, sit down, use all that momentum, stability from the ropes. You move his head, try to get Bivol to miss a whole lot of shots, and then hopefully come off the ropes and Bivol's a bit tired so he can delegate his own punishment. He didn't even look tired, for real. Bivol was like, your punches don't hurt me, little man. For real, teach. What's good? What's good? Teach on deck with it. He said exactly that, man. He said exactly that. Hey, he was the bigger dude in there, man. He looked like he could be a cruiserweight. Bivol looked strong. He looked the part before the fight, but he really played the part during the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bivol actually was able to go out here and carry out the entire stage play from what some of us thought it could be. You know what I'm saying? He's the bigger fighter. He should be the stronger fighter. And he should go in there and get the win. The guy was 19-0. 19-0 guy went in there against a guy who is 57 victories in. I mean, on paper, come on, 19-0, 57 victories. That's one defeat. People is like, it's a lot of people that lost their mortgage. It's a lot of people who lost their mortgage, man. They bet the mortgage on Canelo. They say there's no way he's losing. This guy don't have enough experience. He's not as strong as Canelo. At this point in time, moving up, Canelo has looked somewhat invincible to his from the opposition that he's been in there with. You're talking about a guy who's just recently unified and became the first super middleweight undisputed champion. To Canelo's credit, though, I have to say, man, much respect to him for stepping up a division and doing what nobody else was doing, right now. He wasn't stepping up. But God damn it, boxing stepped up. Boxing is never an entity. Boxing is what the competitors compete in. Boxing stepped up because boxing showed you that, yeah, it's certain areas of boxing where you can have that growth spurt, and you can be great, and you can accomplish all these achievements. But then if you take it a little bit too fast and you start roaming around these heavyweight divisions, and you start talking about Alexander Usyk, and you start talking about getting in these higher divisions when you you pretty much came in here at lower weight classes. You talking about a welterweight coming in here and saying, I'm thinking about going up there to heavyweight and challenging Usyk. Now we have a full understanding that Canelo Alvarez has just experienced. He has a full understanding that the heavier weight classes with the step up in competition is different. His punches, he's not this dude who has this insane amount of power. His punches, just like Senior said, his punches didn't seem like they was hurting Bivol. He took them very well, man. What's going on, Michael on deck? What's good with it? See you. Same overrated, slow-footed, basic Canelo. Canelo fought, man. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can say about Canelo, I'm not here to Canelo bash, but he got dominated, in my opinion. Domination has levels just like anything else. I just felt like Canelo was dominated. Like it wasn't never a time that I felt he took control of the fight. Bivol never allowed that shit to happen. Watching the Kovalev fight, I knew Bivol would win. Bivol just had to not let Canelo get in close and overwhelm him with power. And just think about this too. Bivol's 31 years old. just let that sizzle, you know what I'm saying? Let that sizzle with you, bro. Let that sit with you a little bit. Canelo's 31 years old too. And Bivol's 31 years old, man. Could it be, check this out, could it be the wear and tear of professional fights of Canelo? You know what I'm saying? Because Bivol had like 200 and something. Didn't he have like 200 and some amateur fights? This dude is 20-0, 11 knockouts at 31 years old. And Canelo is 31 years old and he has 57 victories, 2 defeats. You know what I'm saying? And 2 draws. They're both 31 years old, people. Where did it all go wrong? Canelo has 39 knockouts to Bivol 11 knockouts. Where did it all go wrong? I don't think it went wrong. I just think it's a telltale reminder that you have some strong dudes at the elite level. And Canelo was destined to try to find out how great he was, and he was making the challenges. Last night, they pretty much reminded Canelo there are levels. There's levels to moving up division. Sergey Kovalev was already old when Canelo faced him. So, he achieved the outcome he wanted, but not with Bivol. SB90 on deck with it. Bivol fought a perfect fight. He did, bro. He did. He fought a damn perfect fight. When Canelo wanted him to come in on the ropes to try to catch him with the counter, he didn't do it, man. He was patient. He was patient. Very, very patient. Now they can stop with the pound for pound talk, his ring IQ. Hey, I expect y'all to come in. I'm not defending Canelo. Y'all come in with y'all Canelo criticism. I mean, who am I? I'm not shit. Now they can start with the pound for pound talk with Canelo IQ is trash. They go with his limited skills. I can see why he went on a Euro tour, dominated completely. I don't have nothing to say to that, man, because he did do it. He went on a Euro tour and he saw what the higher divisions was, full of Euro guys. It was. You know what I'm saying? Full of Euro guys. He swept to the whole super middleweight division and then fight one brother in the process. I can't say it was his fault. It just wasn't, any brothers up there contending at super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? So he had the Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, and Caleb Plant. He was cool with that. He was cool with it. And then he said, you know what? Let me go up here. This is what he should have did in hindsight. He should have went up to cruiserweight and fought Makabu. but he knew he wasn't going to make that much money with Makabu. Canelo Alvarez wanted to make the money, and he needed the opponent to help him make the money. And Bivol was a champion, of course, with a belt. So, you go to the motherfucking furnace too much, you're going to get your ass burned. And that's exactly what he did. Canelo kept knocking and knocking, and they opened up. You know what I'm saying? Bivol opened up that ass whooping on him. What did y'all think about the scores, people? What did y'all think about the scores? Do you think the scores reflected what we actually watched yesterday? My answer to that is no. I say without any hesitation, they was trying to rob Bivol. They didn't give a damn about Bivol, Russian fighter. They just wanted the strap so they can continue to move Canelo and get that bread. They wasn't concerned about Bivol. It was so much to the fact they knew if they would have robbed Bivol, it would have been deeper than boxing. What would have happened? Canelo, it would have tarnished his legacy in trying to move up, because now you got to talk about immediate rematch. But people are going to say, nope, Canelo lost that fight. Now the legacy talk begins, that people are saying that now Canelo should have 2 losses on his record. Why do you say that? He lost to Bivol. Well, how do you prove it? Just watch the damn fight. He lost. There was a point in that fight where Bivol started fighting in the pocket. At that moment, Bivol said, your power ain't there no more. But Bivol's reach, footwork, and work rate was real. Man, that is 300% correct, though. The ebbs and flows in that fight, Bivol just didn't stay on the outside like he was scared to engage. He really let his hands rock. You know what I'm saying? He was really squeezing off, man. He was sending them rounds down range on Canelo, and they were landing. Canelo was feeling it. And you saw when Canelo stepped back, he took that deep breath. Right then, the first time he, you know what I'm saying, he had to take in that oxygen. That's when I know Bivol was breaking his ass down. Every good fighter, every good fighter that's trying to be great, they run into a situation like Canelo did. And for a long time, Floyd had bragging rights that he was the only one to defeat Canelo. But now, Bivol has bragging rights in a higher division, because he truly beat Canelo yesterday. Even though they was trying to rob him, he truly defeated Canelo Alvarez yesterday. All the other channels that's gonna, Viva la Vida Loca and Viva la Mexico. I understand you supporting your guy Canelo, and he's been doing some great things, but he got that ass touched yesterday. I'm serious. Bivol gave him that boxing domination that he needed. 31 years old, your shots didn't have any effect on the Russian. I'm just hoping nothing else comes out of this fight. I just hope no controversy comes out with anything. We didn't hear anything about, drug testing, anything. I don't want anything to sabotage this win. Because right now, Canelo's sitting at 57-2. And like I said before he even stepped in the ring, I said this. It's not going to matter if Canelo loses, because they was going to put the narrative. It's going to buzz for about a week, but they're going to put the narrative that Canelo's trying to be great. When you're trying to be great, you're going to run into trials and tribulations. But it's all about what you do with those trials and tribulations. Do you let them stop what you plan on achieving? Or do you continue? You learn from it and you keep on pushing forward. They're going to come out with all these motivational speeches, dog. What I think Canelo should do, what I believe Bivol should do, I'm going to start with Bivol since he had to walk out first as a champion. Bivol shouldn't give Canelo a rematch. First of all, they had you as the champion walking out. Bivol shouldn't give Canelo a rematch. I'm not sure if it's a rematch contractually agreed upon, but Bivol said that he was trying to unify the light heavyweight division. I have to give him kudos and clap it up because he's trying to do something that Canelo's already did. I think it'd be selfish if they try to force him into a rematch immediately just because Canelo want that get back. Then you have a scheduled fight with Gennady Golovkin. Don't leave that old man out there and all of a sudden just put him on the back burner. Gennady's gonna be goddamn in a hospice care not too long from now. Don't do that, Canelo. If you say you was gonna face Gennady, face Gennady. Bro, you go back up there and fight Bivol, and you and Eddie Reynoso put together this ironclad plan that you believe that y'all can do, right? And you end up linking up your third defeat because you're gonna need the judges. Just like you heading back in there trying to fight Bivol in a rematch, his team is already knowing this is how we beat him, and this is what we need to do in the second fight. They're gonna come in there with a different game plan too. You take your third defeat from the same guy. Now, shit, YouTube is gonna go crazy. They already distraught as we know it. YouTube is gonna go crazy. Like, oh shit. I guess Canelo wasn't as good as we thought. I guess he wasn't as great as we thought. Why? I mean, Bivol, go on and fight the winner of Beterbiev and Smith because you beat the pound for pound best in boxing. Now I want to hear the narratives coming here. Well, Bivol was much bigger and Canelo a welterweight, really. I don't want to hear none of that trash ass toilet water, goddamn, floating around here and dripping in the YouTube community. Taint these motherfucking narratives. Treat Canelo the same way he was before he stepped in there with Bivol. Don't come up with no trash excuses. Come on, oh, Bivol was the bigger fighter. You got to give it up to Canelo. He it just wasn't his night. He was a smaller. No, I don't want to hear none of that. Canelo has already been to the division and he defeated Kovalev. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. Definitely no shade on Canelo. Respect to him. I scored a 117-11 for Bivol. Exactly. The judges were kind of reaching a little too much for my liking with the 115, 113. They was reaching, look, that's a huge reach, in my opinion. Because they was pretty much saying they was gonna, some of the rounds that Bivol clearly won, they was up there giving it to Canelo, man. That's called robbing. You know what I'm saying? Robbing the bank. Bivol had put rounds in the bank and the judges was gonna take that shit out. All those hitting fees. Oh, the reason why you're getting the 115, 113 because we had some fees that you had to. They didn't tell you about those fees. Oh well, we'll talk about talk about those fees later. He ran into trials and tribulations in the form of fists that gave hesitation. You ain't never lied, bro. God damn, he did, didn't he? People posting Floyd winning bet like Floyd got bragging rights in the fight. Floyd can bet both ways since he's rich. Absolutely. Talk to him, Teach. Absolutely. People need to stop putting Floyd back in some sort of limelight. Listen, if they choose to want to bring Floyd back in the picture, Floyd, you need to come back and fight Canelo. You undefeated. Canelo was, daring to be great and doing something. He didn't get there. You know what I'm saying? With trying to unify the 175-pound division because, listen, if you go in there and fight Beterbiev, I think it's going to be worse for Canelo. I think it's going to be worse. But Bivol's trying to unify the light heavyweight division, and he should be able to do so. Not being forced into a payday where, what I'm saying, they're going to give the judges one more time to try to rob this Russian fighter. That's fucked up. Brown on Boxing, what's good? Salute to you. I had a 9-3 Bivol. Even that score right there is fair. I just didn't see Canelo winning an extensive amount of rounds to the point where the fight would be even close to being even if, we got to the championship rounds. Floyd is irrelevant at the moment. It's Bivol win. Don't attach Floyd to this. I agree, but I'm telling Floyd this, right? If Floyd wants to come back and be relevant instead of making it about money, we already know you got money for years now, whatever. Come back and challenge Canelo then. This would be the opportune time for Floyd to say, you know what, I want to fight Canelo. Canelo go in there and beat Floyd, who's about to go to a helipad, and fight Dangerous Dunny Brown or whatever his name is. You haven't fought since 2019 or whatever. If Floyd want to get back relevant, yeah, come back and fight Canelo. Because now Canelo has 2 losses to Floyd 0. But that fight would be very, very interesting because Floyd is much older now. And a lot of people will go into that fight saying, you know what? Canelo may potentially stop Floyd because of his age and shit like that. But Floyd has an underrated chin, man. But yeah. Come back and fight Canelo. Come back and say, you know what? After I get finished with Brown over in Dubai, I'm gonna come back and fight you, Canelo. You down? You good? All right, cool. We're gonna make that shit happen. Why Canelo keep on avoiding to fight Demetrius Andrade? I think Andrade more better than Canelo. Bivol outboxed Canelo. Amazing Bivol #1. Just off one defeat doesn't make you top pound for pound. Because even though we truly don't understand the criteria of the pound for pound list, Bivol said it himself last night. Someone asked him, do you take his place? And Bivol said no. The reason why Bivol is going to say no, because of the chest plate, the championship credentials, the body of work that Canelo has been able to accomplish in his career. Just because he lost to a champion in a higher division, he is still reigning, defending, undisputed super middleweight champion. Now, if they really would have had the cojones Canelo would have put his super middleweight championships on the line, just like Bivol placed his light heavyweight championship on the line. I always go back to this fight with Sugar Ray Leonard and Donnie Lenon. Donnie the Blonde Lenon. They put both of their championships on the line. Sugar Ray was a much smaller fighter, and Lenon was way bigger. And early on, him knocking Sugar Ray down, it seems like Lenon's strength and power is going to succeed. But you're talking about Sugar Ray Leonard. A lot of people are not going to bring in that particular fight because that wasn't the format for which the arrangement was to be carried out. They was just going to fight for Bivol's belt. But if Canelo would have put his super middleweight titles on the line, vice Bivol's title, then it would have been extremely interesting, especially with the betting odds and everything else. And then also you truly have to factor in the judges. How much of a role would they have played if Canelo titles from super middleweight was on the line? You know what I'm saying? But we all know that wouldn't have happened because there's still millions that await Canelo Alvarez as super middleweight, and they didn't want to fuck that up. They don't want to fuck that up, bro. That's tricky because the WBC wouldn't allow Canelo to put his chip on the line. I say this because of what Tio wanted to do with Josh. So when it comes to the sanctioning bodies and all these arrangements and stuff, we already know we're on the outside looking in. We already know we don't know the fine details, but you make a good point, Teach. You know what I'm saying? You make a good point because we all know Mauricio Suleiman is absolutely for Canelo Alvarez. Absolutely. He's wholeheartedly for Canelo Alvarez. Absolutely. We just seen Shakur Stevenson defeat Oscar Valdez, who had the WBC belt. Then we just seen this take place of a fighter that's the reigning defending undisputed super middleweight champion. He took a loss at a higher weight class. It doesn't affect his super middleweight situation. He still can make millions of dollars if he moved down to super middleweight and face Gennady Golovkin. It's guaranteed money. If he's smart, take a moment off, go down there, fight Gennady. People still gonna tune in, even though you lost. And then think about it. Don't go back in here and fight Bivol and say, you know what? If they gave it to me that close in a rematch, I know what to do now. Because you got to look at the fight. Did Canelo not come out fast? Canelo came out on the gear. He was shifting the motherfuckers. Vroom, vroom. He came out fast, dog. Canelo came out the gate fast. It wasn't that Caleb Plant shit. It wasn't wait around, be a counterpuncher, you know. No. He came out on that gas, bro. He did. That fight started from round 1, opening bell. That fight started. That's what made this 12-round championship fight so entertaining. Why? Because you had an unknown fighter comparable to the notoriety of Canelo and Bivol. And then you had Canelo Alvarez, who's the number 1 pound for pound. And he's just been trying to move up weight classes and defeat champions and take their belts. There was a huge gap in popularity with this fight. Huge, bro. I'm talking about huge gap. Super huge gap. So when it came down to, you know, us getting to the 56th round, I'm saying, this is very interesting because it looks like Bivol, his gas tank is okay. And then his hand speed, I felt that Bivol was quicker than Canelo yesterday. I would say that Bivol's hand speed was quicker than Canelo. He made Canelo miss a lot of those counter shots. You know, Canelo was sitting down on those shots and Bivol was making a miss, man. The power of the weight affected Canelo Alvarez last night. Know that. OTB Boxing in the building, man. What's good with it, OTB? Facts and Triple G got 2 belts now. Triple G has 2 belts for real. So what we gonna do? You know, if he gonna make the fight interesting, is he gonna say, okay, let's put the 160 pound, because come on, what does he have to lose, man? It's not like Gennady Golovkin is gonna defend those belts against somebody we want. It's not like Jamal Charlo is gonna fight Gennady Golovkin and try to unify the division at 60. I don't get that vibe from him. So when Gennady fight, are they gonna put his belts on the line? Put Canelo belts on the line? That's what they need to do coming off this loss. Sometimes you have to create the hypotheticals or the scenario-based narratives sometime. I ain't saying push them. I'm just saying, coming from WCS, it'll make the fight a lot more interesting with Canelo's coming off this loss with Dimitri Bivol to say, okay, I'm going to put my titles on the line, 168, and Gennady's going to put his 160 titles on there. He's the WBA and the IBF reigning middleweight champion right now. Make it interesting, bro. Shout out to my guy Willie Low on deck with it. Just dropped in and smash the like button and salute to you, brother. Salute to you, Willie, man. Appreciate you, big dog, for pulling up, man. Appreciate you pulling up, big dog, for real. Shout out to dang Alabama in the building. What you think about the scores there, Willie? What you thought about them scores, man? Right, WCS, initially, I was thinking a rematch would make sense first. But now I agree with you. Go back down and face Triple G, clear your head, and come back up. Plus, Bivol needs a chance to unify. Yeah, man, I truly, look, it's fair, bro. A lot of people act like when it comes to the word fair, that's another 4-letter word that's just doesn't fit the definition. Fair in boxing exists. People just have to understand that if you're going to talk about something, sometimes we have to be fair too. Why not have Bivol go on his quest? He's already accomplished the mission. But I already hear people trying to build up, ask Dimitri Bivol, do you feel this is a rivalry that, I know, no, they asked Canelo about this brewing into a rivalry. Why would this be a rivalry? You lost clearly the first one. The reason why you and Gennady Golovkin turned into a blossoming rivalry because the first fight was a draw. Once again, let me reflect on Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. The first fight was a draw, man. The rematch, they had a winner. So that's why people are calling, for a trilogy with Gennady. Because a lot of people felt Gennady won the fight and he didn't get the nod. So what happens now? You're going to sit up here and not think it's fair for Bivol to try to unify? If indeed, he's telling you, I want to fight the winner. All the belts are there. All the freaking belts are there, people. Joe Smith with the WBO and Beterbiev with the WBC and IBF. All the belts will be there once these two fight, and then Bivol say, okay, good. I got runner up. I got the winner. I'm runner up. Let's get it. Let's sign this fight. Let's fight for that in light heavyweight. I want to be undisputed. Shout out to Coach in the building with it. What's good with you, Coach? Now everybody understand why I got Benavidez beating Canelo. I can actually say I have heard you say, that Benavidez will beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I've mentioned that myself, that Mexican monster. Benavidez Canelo is looking real sweet right now. Real sweet. But you know what? I don't know. We getting all this other nonsense about him potentially fighting Triple G at 60 or trying to look. If I was Bivol, man, I'll try to increase that dollar amount, bro. I just beat you. You're the top pound for pound guy in boxing. I beat you, dog. Give me 25, 30 million on that motherfucker. Give me 40. Because I'm trying to unify the light heavyweight division. You're trying to stop all that. They already tried to rob you. That's a good point, Coach. Bivol did his thing. Too big and boxes very well. Fair win to that guy. Absolutely. Man, give that man his credit. Fair win, man. Fair play, fair win. It wasn't a lot of holding in this fight. And man, it was good to see the main event take off like we knew it would, because that co-main, this was a fight that I can sit back and watch. After I complete Mother's Day and everything, I'm going to go back in there and watch the fight again because the fight was entertaining, man. I'm not a Canelo hater, man. I gave Canelo all his props. I'm just saying, when it comes to the heavy load of narratives that was being pushed, and then the fact that he's not really trying to fight that Mexican monster at 168, now people are really going to be pushing for him to fight David Benavidez. Because I feel, once again, that Bivol has earned the right from his defeat of Canelo Alvarez to move forward and get the winner of Smith Beterbiev. Give that man his damn undisputed shot, bro. Come on, Canelo. Stop being selfish, man. You already had a rivalry with Gennady Golovkin. You already had that rivalry. You and Bivol is not a rivalry, bro. It's not a rivalry. If you take the judges out of the equation, man, Bivol probably beats you 3 times out of 3. 3 out of 3. Bivol beats you. Because you're at a point in your life where you can't get any stronger, Canelo. If you clean, you can't get any. Don't put the beef back into it. If you stay away from the beef, you cannot go in there and do anything. Like, you was going to the body, you was going to the head. You never hurt Bivol. You never hurt the guy. and he has a decent gas tank. The man was not even huffing. Man, he wasn't running on fumes in the championship rounds. He was straight. That's a problem for Canelo. T said the third option in the deal just became a rematch. The third option in this deal just became a rematch. You know what? I just hope they allow my guy Bivol to unify the division. I really do. I really hope they be fair in a sense, because being fair in boxing just don't happen all the time. I hope they fair enough to allow this man to fight for undisputed in his natural division, which is light heavyweight. I hope they give him that opportunity, bro, because if not, it's one of those desperate measures, like, they're gonna try to give this man so much money to go back in there, because next time they're gonna make sure, as my boy Dion say, they're gonna make sure they put the pistol to him. He ain't coming up out of there with that strap. But then I think it'll be all for naught, because check this out. You know how I like bringing up reflective scenario. Check this out though. Let's just say Canelo goes in there for a rematch with Bivol. If he wins, are they gonna fight a trilogy? Are they gonna have this in recession? Is it gonna go 1, 2, 3? Is it? I'm just curious. Are they gonna be able to have these next two fights back to back? And if Canelo wins, is he gonna decide to take some time off, and then Bivol will be out there like, man, I'm just waiting like a naughty? No. Him and his team, I'm gonna tell you, him and his team are on their job. They're smart, and they totally understand where they're trying to go with this. They totally understand it. If Canelo wins just say he wins the rematch, are we gonna get a direct, immediate rematch for the trilogy? Or are they gonna turn back around? Canelo gonna say, I'm gonna drop back down to 68, and I'm gonna fight Gennady. That's why I'm saying he shouldn't give this. Bivol shouldn't give Canelo the rematch. Just go ahead, wait for the winner of a Turbiev Smith, and go on about your business. Coach said money need a value, dog. See, that's my boy Buddy, man. You saw I have not mentioned money. That's my man. You know what I'm saying? I said I don't have time, for people to be dropping in the chat. He said money need a value, dog. Cause hey, Canelo's money's boy, dog. God damn, he was rocking Canelo hard. God damn. I'm just wondering what his state is. Money, everything's gonna be all right, Money Brown. You know what I'm saying? Everything is gonna be all right. And don't come up here and get mad at me because I read what Coach put in the live chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me, bro. He was supposed to fight Ryder or something after Triple G. Man, nobody. Look, we don't care what Ryder's last opposition was. Of course he was going to call out Canelo. Of course. But nobody's trying to see that fight. Not right now. Not right now. Not the way he looked his last fight, man. Canelo will stop that guy. Canelo will stop that dude, man. Oh, I don't know, Teach. I just know that Ryder called out Canelo. I don't know because Canelo has such a heavy calendar. I have no idea, man. What's the schedule with that? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if Ryder was a third option. I don't. That's not Abner. Not to discredit or disrespect Ryder, but that's almost like Abner Yildirim being put in the equation right now. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. put in the equation. It's almost like Carlos Ocampo being put in the equation with Errol. The guy isn't gonna win. You're not gonna win. It's like Algeria and Spain. You're not gonna win. You're just not gonna win, bro. He's not gonna win. Money was saying Canelo won 8-4. Stop it, Money. Stop it. Come on, Money. No, he did. Man, see, no, he did not. No, you remember that phrase? No, you didn't. Money. Man, come on, bro. I know you're not up here saying Canelo won 8-4. Come on, man. And Money know his shit when it comes to boxing. Man, come on, bro. You know Canelo did not win 8-4, man. You know damn well Canelo didn't win 8-4, Money. Come on, my dog. Come on, Money. You know better than that, bro. See, this is where the YouTube community takes a turn for the worse. Just like that movie Wrong Turn, that's when it gets real crazy. Because people say that we don't supposed to be fans of the boxers. We're supposed to be fans of the sport. But how can you be a fan of the sport without being a fan of the boxer? Because you're supporting the sport heavy. Why? Because of the boxer. Don't let me start to itemize the shit. You support the sport heavy because of a boxer. You got to have some type of favor for a boxer. That right there, with Money Brown, 8-4. No. Stall him out, coach. Now, coach going in, dog. Hey, OTB said, stall him out. Come on, Debo. Stall him out, Debo. Come on, Debo. Shout out to my man Showtime Shot News on deck with it. What's good there, Showtime? Y'all be sure to follow my man Showtime Shot News, man. There are weight classes for a reason. Canelo is still good. He fought a real light heavyweight with skills. That's what Canelo would do to Spence. That big light heavyweight could hurt him. Can y'all even imagine, not to get off topic, now that in light of what we just witnessed yesterday, can you imagine Spence moving up to fight Canelo? It would end just like I said. Spence will get stopped. He fights Canelo at 64, 68. It don't fucking matter. He will get stopped. I know people don't want to realize that. Just like Showtime said, man, hey, he's still good. You know what I'm saying? He is the undisputed super middleweight champion. Like I said before this fight even took place, a loss is not going to stop Canelo from getting paid. Because they're going to say, what do you expect, man? He was moving up trying to be great. Have you ever tried to do anything great? Have you did anything like Canelo? Okay, then. You know what I'm saying? People going to be so frustrated, dog. Goddamn coach up here, goddamn firing off from the hip. Plop, plop, plop. Goddamn got the shotty on him. Salute to the chat and WCS. Salute to you, man. And once again, y'all make sure y'all follow Showtime Shaw News over there. You know what I'm saying? Team Jihad Tucker on deck with it. DBMH, what's good with it? What's good, people? Man, it's a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure when people, wind down from today, it's gonna be some other lives on here later. And I would drop the link, but I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? I have stuff to do. It's Mother's Day, so man, I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I gotta roll. You know what I'm saying? I definitely have to roll. I'll be on here later. And coach, don't be around here antagonizing your boy Money, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious. Now that you say that, I'm really curious because I was quiet. Money supports him heavy. That's his boy. I'm really curious to know how he's gonna validate that 8-4. Money. Come on, man. Don't do it to us, bro. Don't do it, man. Don't sit up here and try to explain how Canelo won 8-4. You're smarter than that. You're an intelligent black man. Don't do it to yourself, bro. Don't do it, Money. Come on, man. Canelo did not win no 8-4, bro. We can look at this fight over and over again. He did not win that fight 8-4. Yeah, Bivol can fight. Bivol can fight, man, no doubt. But man, I get up with y'all, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Always one love for the support. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I'm out.